Welcome, everybody, to the 2024 edition of the Leslie Robinson Holiday Classic here in San Antonio, where the Wisconsin Lutheran College Warriors will be taking on the Southwestern University Pirates in Game 1 of this Holiday Classic. I am Reed Rosales with you for the Tiger Network. And it's certainly an interesting starter for a nice December 20th day. Southwestern coming into this one 0-7. They have been seeking their first win. And at a glance, the Pirates have, had struggles for the season. Couldn't get a win against Howard Payne to start off the year. Had a close loss against ETBU. Couldn't win a game against UT Dallas. But things have been close. Whitworth was their best performance of the year, but still couldn't come away with the win. And you can see the highlights on the screen now from Southwestern's game against Whitworth. What you're going to see is a lot of opportunities given to the corner outsides and a lot of second chances in the paint. Brock Lichtefeld for Southwestern, number 22, the senior out of the Woodlands, Texas. He's their motor for this Pirates offense. But the Pirates keeping it close with nationally ranked Whitworth for quite a while in this game. Ended the first half only down by 1. It was 32-31. Second half would eventually get away from them. But as you can see, Brock Lichtefeld, he can muscle his way through anybody. These Pirates, even though their record may not indicate it, are a very, very talented team. One that you cannot overlook. But unfortunately for them, their Pirate foes in Whitworth were just a bit too much. But still, those second chance balls, as you can see, off those misses. And Lichtefeld being able to find guys on the outside, that's going to be the catalyst for this Pirate offense. So be sure to look out for the 6'7" senior. You can't miss him. And you can see, even when things go wrong, they're always running after the ball. That was a great play by Keshawn Bell. Now, Pirates, they're picked to finish 11th in the SCAC, but this is a SCAC conference that is probably the best it's ever been, in my time here at least. It's going to be tough conference play, but they schedule tough so they can get ready for conference play. They also played in California against Claremont Mudscripts and Pomona-Pitzer. Couldn't get wins against either of those teams, but they put up good performances. And you can see, later on in the second half, Whitworth went on a bit of a run, 13-point run, pulling away from the Pirates, but and for their opponents on the other end, Wisconsin Lutheran, they have 4 grad students who play comprehensive basketball, as I like to put it. 4 grad students, 1 senior in the starting lineup usually. You can see Jacob Stoltz there, number 2. AJ Voss, number 4. Their fast start against Wheaton gave them a very nice victory against them, but you can see they use everybody on their starting lineup. Going in, splashing the paint. Ryan Breckel, big man in the post. Premier post player out of the NACC. You have to watch out for him. He's hard to go against, too, because of all the experience he has. And you saw Grayson Getz there. Yeah, Wisconsin Lutheran really putting the pain into Wheaton. And once again, Breckel, he's the same kind of build as Lichtefeld, where he will muscle through multiple guys. They find him open quite a bit in the paint, but that's because all 5 of the Wisconsin Lutheran starters they're just so unbelievably talented. Jacob Heffley, Jacob Stoltz, AJ Voss, Grayson Getz, and Ryan Breckel are your starters for Wisconsin Lutheran. And you can see even players off the bench make impacts as well. You see the 3 there from Jaquel Chisholm. Things for Wisconsin Lutheran have been going very well. They start off the season 7-0. It's the best start in program history for the Warriors. And as you see the highlights, you see Wisconsin Lutheran going up 54-38, going into that second half. And still, it's players off the bench making impacts too. It's a deep Wisconsin Lutheran team, and they get that advantage because of those 4 fifth years. Of course, that ends after this year. We won't have those COVID super seniors anymore. Life will be different at Wisconsin Lutheran. But you can just see, it's Breckel, it's Getz, it's Heffley, it's Stoltz. They all work so comprehensively. But here, their first loss of the season coming to Illinois Tech. In NACC play, second half, Wisconsin Lutheran gets the bucket and the and one, and they leave Illinois Tech with a final chance to win it. And they do. A tough way to lose for Wisconsin Lutheran. Very talented team. They were expected to win that game, but Illinois Tech, you know, that's basketball. Sometimes you just can't win them all. The head coach for Wisconsin Lutheran is Aaron Onensen. 8th season with the Warriors. For the Pirates, your starting lineup is Aiden Lewis, Jared Robbins, Luke Hatcher, Brock Lichtefeld, and Gio Gutierrez. Head coach for Southwestern is Connor Kirkendall. You see the starters for Southwestern flowing out. Both sides ready for this first game in the Leslie Robinson Classic. The Classic that has gone on for the past couple of years here at Trinity University. It's always an exciting time. See Illinois College sitting to the left of me. You can't see them on your screen. And you may be able to see in the top right of your screen at certain points throughout the broadcast, the Trinity Tigers coaching staff and some of the team sitting there ready to take on Wisconsin Lutheran, who they will play tomorrow. Illinois College and Trinity University will be playing the next game in this Classic. But it's Breckel versus Robbins for the tip-off, and Wisconsin Lutheran wins it. We are underway in the Leslie Robinson Classic here at Trinity University. First three goes in. What a splash to start from Jacob Stoltz, the grad student. One of many on this squad. Now the Pirates will have to respond. Wisconsin Lutheran plays fast, and they will press you like nobody else. It's going to be tough for the Pirates to get it into Lichtefeld. Lichtefeld backing in against Breckel. Breckel versus Lichtefeld. The shot is too short. Who gets the ball? They call a jump ball. It will be Pirate basketball. And that's certainly going to be the matchup that I'm looking out for, is Breckel versus Lichtefeld. Two talented bigs are going to be going at each other. Inbounded to Lichtefeld, working against Breckel again. Getting swarmed by Warriors, gets it out. Lichtefeld with the ball in his hands once again. Hands it back out. Time running out for the Pirates. It's put up. Can't be put in. Shot by Luke Hatcher, number 13. Long possession for the Pirates, but for naught. Three taken. Splash from Jacob Heffley. Quick start for Wisconsin Lutheran. It's a tough pass in, and they are going to say Aiden Lewis, the talented freshman for Southwestern, was out when he touched the ball. It's a quick turnover. You can see how fast this Wisconsin Lutheran team works. They're 7-1 for a reason. In that game against Illinois Tech, pretty much everything went wrong for the Warriors. They shot a season low from the floor. Looking to get back into the win category. Fancy passing, and one. A.J. Voss, the senior. Wisconsin Lutheran off to the races. The Pirates treading water quickly. We have a whole bunch of subs for the Pirates, nearly the entire floor being switched up. Nico Murr, Luke Mills, Keshawn Bell, and Offrey Koff on the court for the Pirates now, but Brock Lichtenfeld's still there. Pirates struggling to get the ball, even in bounds. Bell with the ball, swarmed by Warriors. Can he get it out? He breaks through. They get it across the timeline. Warriors got a hand on it, but it was corralled by Lichtenfeld. 3 up. Clatters off the rim. So shot no good from Koff. It will be Getz with the ball. Go back to Voss. Corner 3. Nothing doing there. Shot from the top. The key is good, however, from Jacob Stoltz. 6-foot grad student. As a Wisconsin Lutheran team taking an 11-point lead to start off this game. What will the Pirates do? Long cross-court passes for the Pirates. Koff looking for a teammate to get open. Hands it off to Murr. To Lichtenfeld at the top of the arc. Back to Murr. Murr driving in, little Euro. 2 points for Southwestern. First points for the Pirates in this game. It's 11-2. Stoltz trying to get it to Getz, but punched away. Collected by Stoltz again. Some quick passing from the Warriors. 3 taken. Bang! Grayson Getz, that grad student out of Aurora, Illinois. Looking for the shoe shine foul. Pirates will get it. Keshawn Bell. Pass being kicked away. Whistle's going. More whistles, and that will be timeout Southwestern early on, 14-2. As not much going well for the Pirates at the moment. But geez, for Wisconsin Lutheran, 3 for 4 from beyond the arc. 5 and 6 from the floor in general. That is a crazy fast start from Wisconsin Lutheran. But I mean, at some level, kind of expected from Wisconsin Lutheran. You saw in those highlights you saw against Wheaton, they got off to a quick start. They are just out of the gates fast. They press you. Their offense is lightning quick. It's hard to handle for pretty much every team in the nation. They had one of the best seasons in their program's history last year. Made it to the NCAA tournament. Fell to Wash U in overtime. This is a very talented team coached by Coach Anensen. And those 4 grad students have combined for 4,843 points. Nearly tacked on 3 more over the course of their career. Pirates working fast. Keshawn Bell. Risky pass. Almost got away, but taken in by Koff. Murr at the top. Pass goes out. It will stay Pirate ball. Now on the court for Southwestern, Lichtenfeld comes off for Patrick Hoffman, junior out of Burleson, Texas. Who will they go to? Pirates get it into Murr. They try to swing it into Hoffman. Hoffman has to corral it. Back out to Keshawn Bell. Long pass. Time running out for the Pirates on the shot clock. A lot of stepping going around. Ball gets away. Errant pass from Murr. Be over and back. Ball for the Warriors. And when you have a guy on you, no matter where you go, it's tough to find an open shot, as you saw right there. Into Breckel. Breckel shot from near the free throw line, off the back of the iron. Southwestern driving. Where will Hatcher go? Goes back out to Bell. Hands it off to Murr. Swings it into Hoffman. Up at the top of the key, passes it back out. The drive, the shot, and it's good. Nice layup from Koth. 4-14. Good lead for the Warriors right now. And Breckel, man, that was nearly an amazing layup. Many second chances for the Warriors. Pirate ball as it gets knocked out of bounds. Breckel did a lot to get the shot off there. Very impressive, even if it didn't go in. Team had a couple opportunities to make that second chance count, but ultimately, Pirates are the ones kind of stuck in the mud right now. Look at some highlights. Just such a quick start. Some beautiful threes as well. Very clean. And what we're really looking for the Pirates is their young freshmen to really have an impact on this game. Even though they are a young team, they're very talented. And when you're going up against a team that has 4 grad students that have played 5 years together, you know, that's tough. We talk about experience with teams that are senior heavy, but a team that is graduate student heavy, it's unheard of. And it will be unheard of after this year. You can see the huddle for Wisconsin Lutheran. Coach Onenson, 8th year with Wisconsin Lutheran, previously coached at Lakeland. They are ready to get back on the court. They're shooting 60% from beyond the arc. I mean, hard to get much better than that. 14-4 is your score, but it'll be number 3 to inbound it. Off Koff. Once again, Wisconsin Lutheran, press, press, press. And once again, I'm going to bring the ball back to the end line. Another turnover by Southwestern on the inbounds. They get it out. Nearly took a quick 3 was A.J. Voss. Gets up to Stoltz. Stoltz working his way in, gets it to Breckel. Nice little floater from not too far out for Breckel. Warriors have quadrupled the Pirates' score, but they're learning to work well against the press now. That Warrior press takes some getting used to. A lot of swarming going on. Gio Gutierrez gets into Hoffman. Hoffman going back out to Gutierrez. Gutierrez trying to work his way in at the top of the key. Shot up. Doesn't go. The Warriors trying to go up by even more. Gets. Handing it off to Heffley. Heffley swings it in to Breckel. Breckel back out to Heffley. Nearly took the 3, but instead Gets. Behind the back pass. Voss finishes it off. Oh my goodness. What a highlight reel. And some trouble for the Pirates, having to back up with Bell. They end up getting it across the timeline. Foul called as contact was drawn beyond Breckel. A tough start for the Pirates, to say the least. And that is second personal foul of the game so far. Nearly 6 minutes gone. been pretty clean. First free throw doesn't go for number 13, Luke Hatcher, the junior out of Houston, Texas. So we wait. The next free throw, neither goes. Tough start, gets even tougher for Southwestern. Wind not exactly in their sails right now. Grayson gets, pierces the arc, loses the ball. It's still loose. Warriors get it back. It's put up, but it's stolen from the hands. What a play. Spin move. Oh, nearly finishes it. Lichtenfeld and Hatcher fighting each other for the ball. And a lot of calls from the outside, especially from Gio Gutierrez. He was hopping mad trying to get the ball to the outside of the arc. Instead, no points for Southwestern. Gets, once again, driving through. Hands it outside, 3 up. Off the iron, bounced high, but Pirate ball. Some subs in for Wisconsin Lutheran. Number 34, Ben Lubbers. And number 12, Jaquel Chisholm. Pirates trying to get it in. Spinning around. It is Shobi Anakpane on for the Pirates, number 14. Anakpane, another one of the talented Pirate players. Hands it off to Lichtenfeld. Lichtenfeld trying to find somebody in the paint instead. They go around the horn. Passed it back out. Corner open and drained. Jared Robbins, first year out of Austin, Texas, makes a splash. Still a lot of work to do for the Pirates. No three taken from Stoltz. Backing up, hands it inside, some nice passing. Goes through the bottom of the hoop. They hand it off to Anakpane. Oh man, flashy play. It was just thrown up for Anakpane, and he finished it off with an acrobatic layup. Inside the paint at the top of the key. Hit back out. 3 taken. Doesn't go. So no good for Jaquel Chisholm. Pirates working fast. Drawing the foul. No. It looks like Luke Hatcher is not feeling so great right now. Hatcher is up. Maybe air knocked out of him. Took quite a fall. But he'll stay on to take the free throws. Tough play. Tough play. But that's kind of the discussion you have to have as a coaching staff when you go up against Wisconsin Lutheran is, do you match their energy and go fast, or do you try to take them out of their rhythm? It seemed like Southwestern was trying the latter to start off the game, but now going with the former. Ball lost by Lichtenfeld. Aiden Lewis back on the court for Southwestern. It is Pirate ball. Gio Gutierrez to inbound it. Thrown up, taken in by Robbins. Oh, the shot just doesn't go. Bounced off the iron. So opportunity for the Warriors. Looking for someone in the paint. Trying to get it to Breckel. Not a very good pass. And that's going to lead to a turnover. Ben Lubbers couldn't corral it. They tried to get to Breckel, but it was much too contested. Ball slapped. Oh my goodness, intercepted, but the ball lost. Warriors unable to make anything out of it. Some quick work from the Pirates. Lichtenfeld finishes it off. Avasji, say the Pirates. 11-18. Southwestern on a 7-0 run. Wisconsin Lutheran, nearly 3-minute scoring drought. Gets, handing it out to Chisholm. Inside to Lubbers. Swing pass into Breckel. Breckel surrounded. Off the knee of one of the officials. Timeout on the floor. Pirates sailing back into this one. Wisconsin Lutheran calling in the players on the court. But no, very impressive from the Pirates, utilizing speed to their advantage. And, you know, the Warriors have had some good opportunities to score again, but it's just right now, like you saw on the inbounds pass where Lubbers hit it in the air and took it back, but just couldn't finish the play. Warriors 4 turnovers over the past 3 minutes, about as long as their scoring drought. It's allowed the Pirates to slowly inch their way back into this one. Not out of the rippling waters just yet. We'll see what the Warriors are able to do to try and fix this scoring drought that they're in. Pirates generally not having to deal with droughts because, of course, they're a seafaring team. But with Southwestern and Coach Kirkendall, many things can happen. They are endlessly talented with their youth. And Coach Kirkendall telling me in one of our chats before the game that for them to have a good chance this weekend, they're going to need to see some impact from those young players. That impact right now being felt. You can see a lot of speed for this team. Pirates back in. We're out of the timeout. Ball on the floor, but taken by Lichtenfeld. Lichtenfeld with the ball in his hands at the top of the arc, looking for someone in the paint. Driving in. 3 taken by Shobi and Nakpane. 3 for Southwestern. They're only down by 4. 10-0 run for the Pirates. We'll see with Getz driving in the lane, trying to find somebody, find someone in the corner. It's Voss, and Voss responds. 14-21, Warrior advantage. We'll see if the Pirates can keep up. They're 4 for their last 5 from the floor. And Nakpane slowing down things a little bit for Southwestern. Swinging it in, gets it in to Gutierrez, draws the contact. This is what you want to do if you're the Pirates. You need to find a way to keep pace with the Warriors. Drawing those fouls, forcing the issue. It'll have a big impact. Right now, from the line, it hasn't been so stellar. We'll see if Gutierrez can rectify that for Southwestern. First free throw is good. So they draw in just a point closer. Oh, free throw rattles out. Tough for Gutierrez. It is Lucas Anamdu on the floor for Wisconsin Lutheran, number 11 on your screen. Once again, gets back to Anamdu. Breckel in the paint, trying to make a splash, going up against Lichtenfeld. It will be Warrior ball as it goes out of bounds. It's been a fun matchup so far, Lichtenfeld versus Breckel. We'll see who Anamdu finds. Goes all the way out to Getz. Gets guarded by Nakpane. Big long pass. 3 taken. Nothing for Voss. Lichtenfeld crashing the boards. As we move along, under 10 minutes to go in the first half. Gutierrez, another foul drawn. Maybe this is what Southwestern needs. We head to the free throw line one more time. You can see the replay on your screen. Some good movement, drawing the contact and throwing it up. First free throw, Gutierrez drops the penny in the well. 1 more point for Southwestern. And now joining us on the Tiger Network, fresh off of work, Annika Signs.
Yes, I read. It's good to be back. I'm excited to see some men games coming up. I know we just had a couple women's games these past week, and I'm eager to tip this good weekend off.
It is Grayson Getz. A passing game between Heffley and Getz. They get it into Breckel, back to Heffley. The three taken. Oh, but just too strong. Long pass taken in. Some good movement by the Pirates. Aiden Lewis, oh, just can't finish it. It's in the air. Who has it? They're going to call a foul. It's a great pass. Sebastian Loader being able to take the long pass and chaos on the other side of the court.
Was that foul on Luke Hatcher? I think they called him for behind the back or something like that when he was going up for that rebound.
We'll see where the Warriors go. They started off fiery, but they've cooled down now. Getz getting it into Chisholm. Lichtefeld, block.
That was a really good thought that happened there. It was a good collapse of the defense. Saw that the defense's head was turned, had a good behind the back, backdoor cut. I think if he would have taken like a second or two, maybe stood his ground a little bit more, maybe backed him down, used his left shoulder on that right block, he would maybe had a better shot at that.
Ball out of bounds, Pirate ball. And Breckel cannot believe it.
There's some words passed between Breckel and that ref. As he's shaking his head still, he doesn't believe it.
Pirates in the gray, Warriors in the black. We'll see where Southwestern goes. They made quite a spectacular comeback. They were down by 14 at some point, trying to alley-oop it to Lichtefeld, but too high, which is impressive considering Lichtenfeld's 6'7".
It was almost there. It was the intent. We go back to Cameron Hill. We talk about intent rather than execution sometimes. It was there, definitely. Just a little off.
And Amdu goes out to Stoltz. To the left. Oh, nice pass in to Breckel. Off the back of the iron. Ball kept in play. Gutierrez driving it. Getting past Chisholm eventually. In the corner. They go around the horn again. They slow things down. Gutierrez directing traffic, trying to get somebody open. They find Loader to Lichtefeld. Lichtefeld in the arc. Can't find Gutierrez again. Finally gets the handoff off. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Three taken. It's deep. Can't get it. They had to take a shot. And that Warriors press coming into effect again. Another three. Either side having much luck from beyond the arc. So another shot from Stoltz. And Stoltz says, hey, it's that easy.
He said, third time's a charm, right? Those are some long rebounds, and especially on defense, you want to make sure that you're boxing out everybody, especially the shooter, anybody that's looking to go long for any rebound.
Lichtefeld by himself. Easy finish.
Great way to break that press. I mean, if you see that defense is playing you close to the ball or on the side where obviously they're taking it out, you want to go long, and obviously they saw, and they just passed it right over, and there was just one more assist to get that easy layup.
Breckel with the nice floater in the paint. Now we're going high scoring here in the first half after a bit of a slowdown. Aiden Lewis, freshman, draws the foul.
That foul is going to be on Chisholm.
So we'll have timeout on the floor. Both sides will go back to their huddle. Of course, Southwestern coming into this one 0-7, seeking their first win of the year. They played a tough schedule going to California. 1 point loss against ETBU. That's the closest they came to a win. Played Whitworth, nationally ranked. Kept it close, but Whitworth sailed away in the end with the win. Meanwhile, Wisconsin Lutheran, other end of the spectrum, they start the year off 7-0. Their best start in program history. Coming off a year that was the best in program history. First loss against Illinois Tech, where it was and 1 for Illinois Tech, then an 1 for Wisconsin Lutheran, and then Illinois Tech hits a buzzer beater to win it.
Wow. Wow. I honestly think that Southwestern is handling their pressure pretty well and only being down by 7. I know that Of course, you don't want to always keep those losses on your mind, but I think they're combating it pretty well, especially reacting off of the Warriors' press that's obviously very intense. They're picking up pretty high, and as soon as they see an opportunity to trap, they're really going in. I know Chisholm just picked up this last foul, but the intent was there, and he was getting ready to pursue him along this baseline and kick him up against that half court to force a 10-second call.
Southwestern, they had troubles at the beginning of the game with the press. They were turning over the ball quite a bit. They went down by 14 to start the game
I came in real late. That's on me. So I'm only assessing this story based on what I've seen for the past 3 minutes.
But it's kind of what we see for teams that go up against the Trinity University women's team, where it takes some getting used to before you start getting your offense running.
And like we said, basketball is a game of runs. You have to adjust, and that's what we do out of these timeouts. And obviously, Southwestern just responded. So
found Luke Hatcher in the arc. 21-26. Getz going up to Stoltz, thought about a three. Instead, corner to Heffley. Heffley shoots. Heffley scores. 21-29.
And they're picking right back up in this intense press. I'm not too sure if bringing everybody up to the front part of the court, it may be the best idea. I know that they're just doing some releases and getting people, especially point guards, the ball. I know Hatcher is a pretty good ball handler.
Go down to Jared Robbins, out to Shobi Inakpene. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Inakpene driving in, almost lost the ball. Back out to Hoffman. High arcing shot doesn't go. Boarded by Breckel. Quickly moving. You can see how they move as a unit. 4 grad students on the starting lineup for the Warriors. Breckel shot from near the free throw line, off the front of the iron.
It's 2 possessions from both teams where they've seen that the high post is pretty open, and they're really just kind of baiting any center that's on defense to kind of guard them, you know. But it's an open area, and they should take advantage of it on both sides.
Inakpene down to Hatcher, and they go around the horn again, finding Hoffman. Hoffman loses the ball. Trying to figure out where the official pointed. Looks like they're having a discussion between each other. Looks like it'll be Pirate ball. Official kind of gave a halfway signal almost. Inakpene throwing it up for Robbins. Robbins scores. Robbins, not the tallest player on the court between Breckel. So they gave a lot of trust to the freshman there.
But he had a lot of patience sitting at that block, making sure to give a couple pump fakes, and obviously the defense read a lot of it.
Ball's loose, taken back by Getz. Heffley can't finish. Who's got the ball? Right now it's Southwestern. Jump ball called. So Warriors will be able to inbound it.
Good hustle play by Breckel, making sure he got his hands on it, especially he knew he wasn't going to get away with it. At least they got the jump.
We see Jacob Stoltz there to be the one to inbound it. And Jacob Heffley, Jacob Stoltz, Grayson Getz, and Ryan Breckel have played 5 full years with each other here at Wisconsin Lutheran College. Very rare you see that many guys on one team for so long, and you can see their chemistry really working throughout this game.
I mean, it is just good. I mean, obviously the camaraderie is probably just fostered off the court, and then that chemistry is, you know, it's coming to fruition on the court, and it's really pretty to see, especially from a collegiate career perspective.
Where will the Warriors go? It's Sam Hans right now, handing it off to Stoltz. Getz, back to Stoltz, deep 3, almost went in, boarded by Robbins.
That was about the length that he shot for his previous 3, and that one went in. So honestly, as soon as he shot that thing, I thought it was about to go in.
It very nearly did. Sebastian Loader takes a 3, and Loader swings the game to within 1 possession for the Pirates.
It was a really great 3 by Sebastian. Make sure he got his feet set, held his follow through, and obviously they're a possession away now.
Breckel working against Hoffman, loses the ball. Hits it back out to Getz. Getz will take it himself. Can't get it, but the foul drawn.
want to say that was on Luke Mills, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, no, it was called on Hoffman. I'm assuming it was on the body.
Free throws coming up for Wisconsin Lutheran.
I thought Southwestern adjusted off of that pretty well, obviously besides that foul. I know that they got a little discombobulated for a second, but I want to say this is an extended 2-3. Sometimes the lower half of their defense is coming up for some help, and then as soon as, I want to say Breckel, he got it in the paint, they saw immediate help and adjusted well off of that as well.
So 2 free throws good for Wisconsin Lutheran. Southwestern will have to score to make it a 1-possession game again. Gutierrez receiving the inbounds pass. Moving quick. Makes Wisconsin Lutheran go up the court on a stop. Off the loader. Trying to find Lichtenfeld. He does. Lichtenfeld defers it back to Gutierrez, who hands it off to Robbins. 3 up. Man, the ball nearly just died on the iron, but no good either way. I got to Anamdu. Man, Stoltz really wanting to take that deep 3. Gets. Was Heffley in the corner. Swung in to Breckel. Breckel loses it. Too much pressure from the Pirates.
Good help by Luke Mills.
Now working in. Gutierrez backs out now, slowing things down. Trying to find Loader, but Anamdu too pesky with his defense, and instead he goes to Lichtenfeld. Trying to swing it in, ball lost. And now Warriors were running, but Jacob Heffley slipped, losing the ball. Another opportunity for Southwestern. Gutierrez goes, doesn't draw the contact, but ball's out.
And it stays with the Warriors. I feel like those last 2 possessions, as soon as it hit the half-court line, was really just about hustle play and intensity on defense, making sure the ball stays within your team's possession. As we head into I want to say this is media, is it not?
Yeah, it is media timeout.
I'm so used to the women's game that this is taking me a little bit of time to adjust.
For Wisconsin Lutheran, 17th ranked team in the nation, according to D3Hoops.com. They've certainly earned that place on the rankings board. 86.5 points per game, which is good for 30th in the nation. High scoring offense. To meet that halfway mark, they'd have to score 43. Southwestern's been doing a really good job to limit the opportunities for Wisconsin Lutheran in the latter half of this period.
I agree. I mean, we look at any of these stats. I mean, you see that Wisconsin has 17 over 12 for rebounds. That's always one of the first stats that I go and look for, just because, I mean, it just gives you more opportunities offensively to get the ball, at least on the backboard or hit the rim. I think any shot opportunity is obviously better in your favor, but Southwestern's been shooting amazing, 50%. Going against it's still a really good 42.9% coming from the Warriors, but wow, I think Southwestern is really shooting themselves back into this game, quite honestly.
Wisconsin Lutheran trying to get back into the win category. Before that game against Illinois Tech, they were just kind of clobbering people like up and down the court. Illinois Tech was a bit of a everything went wrong kind of game. So against Southwestern, trying to pick up a win before playing Trinity tomorrow. Anamdu back to Getz. Getz piercing the arc. Finds Anamdu outside it. Heffley back to Anamdu. On the far side of the court is Getz. Working up. Getz handing it off to Anamdu, but absolutely thrown down. Shot clock goes off. No shot. What a nice defensive stand from the Pirates.
I was about to say, that was a great defensive possession on all sides. We saw Lichtenfeld go in and help on that right side baseline, and he did a really great job at stopping it there, and then it really didn't go much after that. The bodies all over the place, making sure that no shots were getting up. Everybody was covered. Once again, I think that was a textbook defensive possession.
One of the trouble spots for the Pirates in this first half. Inbounds. The Warriors have forced 2 timing violations on the inbounds pass off the Pirates so far. But they get it in this time to Gutierrez. Hands it off to Hatcher. Working up against Anamdu as Hatcher defers it to Gutierrez, who sends him up court. Lichtefeld gets the ball. Trying to find somebody. Gets it to Hatcher. Lichtefeld trying to screen in the paint. Hatcher up. Can't finish the job. Foul will be called.
That was a frustrated foul. I think he saw it. Honestly, off of that first turn that he had, he could have went up for the shot. I thought his defender just, took the first shot fake and was up in the air, so he could have went up after that instead of going into 2 defenders. I honestly thought that, who is this? Lichtefeld was open off of that roll. He would have stopped for a little mid-range jumper, but maybe that's not in their forte.
See where the Warriors find points. Neither team has scored in 2 minutes. Nearly took a deep 3 was Stoltz. Stoltz said passing it into Anamdu. Heffley will take the 3. There's the points. Heffley finds them. 34-26. Warrior lead.
Beautiful inside-out motion by the Warriors to Heffley, who was just ready to his feet were set, everything was set. He was just ready.
Pirates lost the ball, but they'll maintain possession as it clatters off a couple of Warriors. It shall be Anak Panay and Offrey Koff will be welcomed back on the court. With 1:35 left, it'll be important for Southwestern to bring it back into a 1-possession game like they had it earlier. Now kind of slipping away from them. 3-minute scoring drought. Lichtefeld trying to find Anak Panay. And he finally does. Anak Panay spinning around. There's always a Warrior to meet a Pirate. Anak Panay handing it to Lichtefeld. Almost 5 seconds on the shot clock. Where are they going to go? To Anak Panay. 3 seconds. 2, 1. Shot clock violation. I think Anak Panay was looking for a foul, but none coming his way.
There was actually a couple opportunities. I mean, we see it from up here. It's a little different. But what I was always told as a player is if you're going to go back door, and this is on Anak Panay, how do we say this?
Anak Panay.
Anak Panay, excuse me, Anak Panay's behalf. As soon as you see that your defender is guarding really high and you've tried to go for a back door maybe once, maybe twice, just release out. Just release out. Have that space filled with Lichtefeld. I mean, he was looking to just see everybody. I know that there was a little curl that potentially could have happened off of a little up screen. Honestly, for an easy left-handed layup. So there was opportunity in that possession for sure. I think they were just kind of dancing around the arc a little bit. But good defensive possession by the Warriors overall.
You're always happy if you're Coach Anunsen when your team gets a shot clock violation where they don't even shoot the ball.
Yes.
Like Shelby Anak Panay wasn't even looking to shoot at that point. He's trying to pass it back out to Lichtefeld. We'll see where the Warriors do. 1:13 left. And to Heffley, to Getz.
I wouldn't quite call that an extreme press. I think it's just an inbound scurry.
Heffley going to Stoltz. Stoltz met by a couple Pirates. Heffley will take the 3. Oh my goodness, from way downtown. Jacob Heffley.
And around the same area that he just made his last one on that right wing. Especially with shooters, when you know that it's going in and you're really feeling it, you just got to let it go. We'll see if he gets a little heat check coming up in these next couple possessions.
Lichtefeld and the Pirates kind of desperately need to score now, else they might get left behind again. Ooh. Ball comes loose, but Robbins able to take it and set Anamdu. They have numbers. Euro step, finished. Great finish by Anamdu.
I thought that was one of those possessions. I was like, oh, there's 3 offensive Warriors. I think there's going to be a little behind the back, something coming on, but good finish.
Robbins, quick to go in, spin around shot, goes in. So Pirates will break their scoring drought.
Freshman Robbins is, right?
Robbins.
Yeah, he's a freshman.
Indeed a freshman.
Great move by him. Quite impressed.
Half-court heave doesn't go for the Warriors. But a good start for Wisconsin Lutheran, just when they're within 1 possession of losing the lead, going an 11-0 run to reestablish their dominance. 39-28. Wisconsin Lutheran, they played really well. 8 for 16 from beyond the arc, 50%. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Southwestern's also at 50%, but they're only 3 for 6.
Yeah, I'm eager to see if Southwestern's going to change up their defense. I know that they're playing a little bit of an extended 2-3, and usually when teams are making shots, you kind of want to go into a little bit, you know, maybe an aggressive man, see what happens off of that, make them dribble, get the ball out of the paint, because obviously as soon as a puncture happens, Heffley's off. Like, he's been waiting for those shots to happen, and he's obviously within these last 2 shots went 100%. But I kind of want to see what Southwestern's going to do to adjust on the defensive end, because they need to adjust, obviously.
For Wisconsin Lutheran, it is Jacob Heffley leading the team in points with 12. Ryan Breckel with 7 rebounds. He's the team leader there. And Grayson Getz with 3 assists. I mean, 4 grad students, 3 of them leading the team in categories. It's what experience brings from,
Yes.
from the grad students.
Oh, yeah, and that's what you look for. You look for leadership. You look for camaraderie. You look for just anything from grad students, for them to lead by, you know, example. And obviously they're doing that right now.
For the Pirates, it's Jared Robbins leading in the scoring category with 7 points. Brock Lichtenfeld has 4 rebounds, and Luke Hatcher has 3 assists. We'll see what adjustments Coach Kirkendall and the Pirates make for the second half. We'll be back on the Tiger Network. You have the halftime number on your screen. We'll be back sometime before that timer stops. almost back for the second half here in the Leslie Robinson Classic in San Antonio, Texas. Wisconsin Lutheran leading Southwestern 39-28. That first half, they started hot, they ended hot, and that's why Wisconsin Lutheran is up by 11. They've been blistering the nets from beyond the arc.
I mean, both teams have. We're at 50% for both of them. I know Heffley's made a big impact. I mean, he has 12 points. I'm pretty sure 3 out of them, well, 9 points are for sure threes, at least what I saw when I came into the game. But let's see what's going to go on here for Southwestern and see if they make any major adjustments.
Oh, my goodness. Almost like the most amazing alley-oop ever from Aiden Lewis.
It was one of those things where it was like a $1 million move and a 10-cent finish, but it was almost there.
Whistle's blown, play stops. It's the same starters for both sides. Man, Lewis can fly, though.
Oh, my gosh, yes.
That was quite the jump.
It was. Took him a little bit behind the backboard, but obviously they maintained possession, so it wasn't too bad.
Now Coach Anensen with this stoppage in play. I'm trying to figure out why they're stopping. They might be looking if either the time is off or if there was a foot out of bounds. Officials are talking with the people at the stats table, and usually that means we're looking at some sort of replay. Not quite sure what the issue is, but
maybe if it hit behind the board. I don't know if that was a part of it. I mean, that would be considered out of bounds if it hit behind. I'm eager to see if my little wager about Southwestern going into a man will hold up when they enter their defensive possession.
And I'm sure Coach Anensen talked to his Warrior squad about watching out for alley-oop dunks. It's a play that Trinity likes to run a lot as well.
For Christian Green.
Yeah, where they just send Christian Green behind everybody.
It's the many blessings of being very athletic and being able to read defenses.
And that inbounds pass, all sorts of trouble, takes the easy finish. Quick scoring for Wisconsin Lutheran. They go up 41-28. Like Gutierrez. I think they tried to find Lewis on another little alley-oop play, but couldn't get it. Trying to find someone in the paint.
I think that was Hatcher. He was trying to get some good position. I know he had, I don't know who was defending him, but had him on his back and was potentially looking to do a quick little turnaround.
Get another inbounding opportunity. Wow, I'm impressed it got to Hatcher. But no finish. Ball is still loose.
It's like hot potato.
Down.
I'm sure they're going for the travel. Yeah.
Very chaotic.
It was like a game of hot potato, I swear.
Like flying through the Death Star. That ball is going through Lichtenfeld and everyone in that pile up front.
Oh, yeah.
That inbound's much easier to Robbins. Draws the foul. Not an and one, though.
Robbins has been executing some really great footwork. I know his last 2 field goal attempts have been in. Last half, he had a really great baseline jumper. Based off of that footwork, he was a little turnaround. So let's see what he can do at the charity stripe.
It's 28-41. And off the front of the iron. Been very tough for the Pirates at the charity stripe. It's been anything but charitable.
Coming out of the half, it was a 37.
And Snake Eyes rolled for Robbins, but lucky break. It stays Pirate ball because they're saying Breckel hit it out. So another opportunity for Southwestern. See if they make use of this one. They find Lichtenfeld muscling his way. Foul called. Muscled Breckel out of the way.
It could have been, for at least from my perspective, maybe a little bit of a push off, but the refs called it as a regular defensive play, defensive foul.
Yeah, Lichtenfeld kind of shoulder checked.
And that's when you say ball don't lie.
Yeah, right now, Southwestern, man, it's going to be a thing to work on in practice.
Oh, for sure.
That free throw is made. 41-29. Southwestern gets about 5 chances, gets 1 point out of it. Warriors on the move. Gets at the elbow. Doesn't take the shot. Back up to Stoltz. He drives in past Lewis. Good floater from Jacob Stoltz.
And then, and Southwestern is maintaining to stay in that zone. And obviously the high post is completely open. So once they get past that first line of defense, it really is just a mid-range game. We're seeing if any centers or small forwards can occupy that position and get a little mid-range or a little floater coming in. But I think they're reading the Southwestern defense pretty well.
Some nice passing from Southwestern. Oh, but the ball just lost by Lichtenfeld. Lost control of it. Gets. Handed it off to Stoltz. There's a deep three. You always have a feeling it might go in whenever he shoots the ball. Now Lewis and the Pirates working fast, handing it off to the other freshman in Robbins. Ball's out. Warrior ball. So some fast movement, but a bit too fast for their own feet. Of course, the 2 freshmen, Aiden Lewis and Jared Robbins for the Pirates. Heffley back to Stoltz. Stoltz almost takes the 3. Heffley will take it. Clatters off the back of the rim. Ball is loose. And Gutierrez is down right now, feeling some pain.
And it's a very inopportune time. Breckel was pretty wide open for a little right-handed layup. And I think this may be one of those hits.
And Gutierrez signaling to Coach Kirkendall that he's good, but Coach Kirkendall is going to take him off the court and put in Shobi Anakpane. He's kind of hobbling at the bench.
May have looked like a little Charlie horse.
Gutierrez is such a fighter for the Pirates. Never wants to be taken off the court. Quick passes. A nice little play, foul drawn, so Breckel will head to the line.
Like we said, that high post wasn't being occupied. And honestly, I didn't see who that player was who was at the high post, but they could have obviously taken that shot. But it was a good little high-low motion with Breckel ultimately getting fouled as he was going off on that left block.
The only player in any sort of foul trouble to speak of right now is A.J. Voss with 3 personal fouls. Southwestern was doing a good job of forcing the issue and forcing fouls drawn. Of course, when you have 5 players that play so cohesively with each other, losing one of them can have quite the impact. But Breckel will have just 1 free throw be good for him.
That was the first free throw missed by them.
Anakpane trying to work against the Warriors. Tough task. Lewis Aiden with the ball. Back to Anakpane. Anakpane in the paint. Splashing around. Hits back outside. Aiden Lewis. Spin move. And a Picasso masterpiece. And the and 1 to boot.
Great move, great finish, and he's going up to the line to see if he can finish his 3-point play. Seems like their free throws have been their Achilles heel. So let's see what he can do out of it.
And once again, forcing the issue, forcing a foul, this time out of Heffley. He leaves a signature on the painting, and we'll have a 32-44 game.
That was a good one. I like that little play on Picasso. 10 out of 10, Reed. I appreciate it.
Gets. Hands it off to Heffley. Heffley trying to find somebody, but Southwestern, once again, maintaining that zone. They get it into Breckel. Oh, Lichtenfeld got a hand on it.
I thought that was a little bit of a ticky-tack, but that's just me. I think Breckel could have taken that first shot and then may have, in my opinion, they may fire me after this, may have been bailed out by that one.
Drawing the foul on Lichtenfeld. Of course, if Lichtenfeld were to foul out of this one for the Pirates, that would be disastrous. Penny in the well for Breckel. Back on the court. Gutierrez, good to see him back. He's coming in alongside Luke Mills. 16:48 to go in the second half. And some more interest in the Warriors' bank account, 46-32. And Nakpane finds Gutierrez, and he is running and draws the foul. Once again, that foul on Heffley. We'll see how maybe they'll break the press from a strategic point of view by just drawing fouls, streaking down the court. Gutierrez to look to Feld at the top of the arc. Hands it down to a Nakpane. Back to Gutierrez. Gutierrez drives in, loses the ball, but foul.
And that one's going to be on Stoltz, if I'm correct, but on the floor.
Yeah, foul on Stoltz. That's 3 personal fouls for him. Every foul pushes the mainstay starters for Wisconsin Lutheran into playing maybe a bit more conservatively. Where will the Pirates go? They need to get it out. And kept alive. Great play by A.J. Voss.
That's just game IQ right there. Obviously, he probably meant for it to come off of him out of bounds, but it came into the hands of his teammate.
Heffley losing the ball, but keeps it.
One more.
Trying to go to the corner. They do find the corner. The 3 up, but too short. Ball picked up.
Travel.
And Heffley and Stoltz not happy with the travel call.
It was one of those plays that could have been 50-50, if I'm being quite honest. There was just a lot of chaos going on. It really just was up to the ref's discretion.
I see Coach Schweer of Illinois College watching this one to the left of us.
Trying to see this replay.
Yeah, in between the two. Is that awkward motion?
I may have called it as a travel as well.
And it rolls in. Almost went a full rotation around the rim. 34-46. Southwestern in the bonus. Very quickly in the bonus, I might add. Warriors with Getz muscling his way in. What a pass to Breckel. And he draws the foul. Man, I can't believe he found Breckel in that tight of a window.
That was a great little shuffle pass, and at least from our perspective, it's wide open in that high post area. So maybe if the Southwestern defense could potentially go into what I remember as being a 1-3-1, really forcing them to make decisions outside of the paint. Obviously, as soon as the Warriors get into the paint, it's pretty much just bad news for Southwestern, because within the past, 3 or 4 possessions, besides this last one, which was an open 3, everything's been going to Breckel, and he's been getting fouled. He's been to the line 2 out of these last 3 times. So, and obviously he's going to go right back. And he's been doing good from the line as well.
It kind of feels like they're overcompensating for what they were weak at in the first half, which was guarding the outside.
Yeah.
And now they're over-guarding the outside, which is leaving that high post area open for Breckel. It's a catch-20.
It is.
Catch-22.
It is.
When you play against Wisconsin Lutheran.
Yeah, they have so many different weapons. Heffley just came out so hot in that first half, and obviously they're really overplaying him right now. So who's the next option? Breckel in the paint, who's obviously really good at bodying, having good position. He's a great roller off that last possession when he just got that shuffle pass. It was a good roll, great pass. But yeah, they're really finding everybody that's kind of been open and really dissecting the Southwestern defense.
It's led to a 12-point lead for the Warriors. Wisconsin Lutheran coming down from Milwaukee. Nice area, Milwaukee. Been there.
Yeah.
Been there once.
Did you go to a game there?
I went to a Brewers game while I was in Milwaukee. So Milwaukee's a nice little city, I think. Breckel will be the one to shoot the free throws for the Warriors. First shot is good. Like being on the water. Like near the Great Lakes is very cool.
I haven't been up there, but I've been trying to. I can hear a pin drop in here.
That one drops for Breckel, who maintains his very good pace at the free throw line. We see the Pirates. Once again, that press from the Warriors. 3 coming from Loader, too strong. Board by Wisconsin Lutheran.
That's by Getz, and he had a great box out. Really made sure that he was in really good position.
Oh my goodness, Jacob Heffley. He makes it look easy.
That just looked like a pure shot. It really reminded me of our Jacob.
Yeah.
It was just a really pure shot, great follow through. As soon as he got the ball, he was obviously ready to shoot it.
Warriors get the ball off the jump ball. It was funny, I can't remember who it was, but one of the Warriors was trying to call for a travel. I think it was Voss, but either way, they get the ball. Jump ball or travel, it will be Warrior ball. Warriors, once again, going a bit too fast for the Pirates to sail behind. Some good passing, Anamdu to Voss. Off the front of the rim, offensive board. Oh my goodness, great behind the back pass. That was smooth. Oh my goodness, the passing game, it's excellent. Breckel, I can't quite finish it off, but oh, Breckel is gonna get called. Breckel can't believe it. He is shocked right now.
I'm not too sure about that one either.
Yeah, Breckel is, he thought he had the clean board there, ripping it out of the hands of one of the Pirates.
Let's see.
It's loose.
It looked like a couple of the Southwestern players they were the people that kind of got intermingled. I'd like to make a note on that last possession. I thought that the Warriors did a really great job at kind of analyzing what was going on the Southwestern defense. And I know that they were rotating off of the short corners and hitting the high post anytime any other Southwestern defense collapsed on the block, which ultimately got Breckel and I don't know who shot on the opposite end, but they got some really good looks. Wide open looks, if I'm being quite honest. I remember there was one that was behind the door. Backdoor, excuse me, a backdoor pass, and I thought he could have went up for the layup.
Some good free throws from Brock Lichtenfeld, senior leader. Maintaining his composure at the line. Makes it 36-51. Warriors back to try and extend the lead. Anamdu's shot within the arc doesn't go. Now Breckel with 3 personal fouls to his name as well. About 14 minutes to go here in the second half. Hoffman down to Hatcher. They go up to Murr. Hoffman at the elbow. 3 up. Splash from Luke Hatcher. As the Pirates batten down the hatches for him. 39-51.
He'd been a little quiet, so it's nice to see him revive himself a little bit in this second half.
Quick movement. Grayson gets the 2 points.
I like it, I like it. Breckel had a really good screen off that first person in that zone, which ultimately got him that little teardrop floater in the lane.
And look at the speed from Hatcher. Lost the ball for a moment, but recollects it. He's moving to the far side of the court. There's movement. Get it to Kashawn Bell. Now inside to Hatcher again. Hatcher working in, loses the ball, but foul. They call it on Anamdu. As Anamdu's first foul. That was in the vicinity of Breckel. I thought for maybe a moment that would have been
him.
Yeah, that might have been him. That would have been a bit more of a discomforting foul for the Warriors, but Anamdu with no fouls at this point, be able to shake that one off. Welcome back Jaquel Chisholm on the court for Wisconsin Lutheran. Here we go. Getz versus Bell. Some nice passing between Getz and Breckel. Chisholm down to Getz. Getz finding an open lane. Going up against Hoffman. Can't finish it off. Loader finds Bell. Some nice passing to Hatcher. They're going quick. They find someone in the corner. 3 up. and off the iron, but second chance points don't go. Third chance points blocked away. Fourth chance points, another block. And here come the Warriors. And on the floor foul. Applause from the bench of Wisconsin Lutheran.
Breckel had, I'm pretty sure, looked like 3 or 4 blocks in that last possession. Just pure hustle.
Here we go once again for the Warriors. 53-39, 3 up, doesn't go. Oh, Pirates may have some numbers. Slow it down. 3 from Loader, airmailed. And a frustrated Hatcher can't corral the ball. Now back to Warriors possession.
It was pretty early in that shot clock whenever he decided to shoot it. Maybe get a little bit of motion going, see if you can puncture the paint. But now they're back on defense, seeing what they can do to adjust to this really intense Warrior offense.
Here we go. The two Jacobs pass it between each other before getting it to Getz. Back to Stoltz. Stoltz facing a couple of Pirates. Some long court passes from the Warriors. Chisholm.
May look like a jump ball. That's what I thought, yeah.
Called a jump ball. So Pirates.
Southwestern.
And timeout on the floor. As Coach Kirkendall wants to talk things over with his crew. See what the Warriors and Pirates do here. Warriors are ahead, but it's not an insurmountable lead at this point.
No.
And Wisconsin Lutheran does have to be a bit careful. A couple of guys at 3 fouls that are important to this cohesive unit. But man, they're still winning the rebound game, 26-20.
Yeah, and they're pretty much doing better in every other category, if I'm being quite honest. Assist to turnover ratio is pretty much in the positive. And that needs to really switch over for Southwestern. As you can see, their turnovers are 14 to assist 9. Small stuff like that really just makes the game look like what it does. And that's how we look at statistics, right? Plus minus factor, which you just looked at. But overall, the rebounds are pretty much being dominated by the Warriors. And you look at those hustle plays by Breckel in that one possession, which was, I mean, anything you can want out of a defensive player. He got 3 or 4 blocks right there and then had a hustle play coming back on offense. They matter. Small possessions like that matter.
And one of the things for Southwestern, that free throw shooting percentage. If we say they have a similar shooting percentage from the line as Wisconsin Lutheran, you add like 7 points to their current total.
Yeah.
That doesn't give them the lead, but that certainly changes the dynamics of the game.
It does, and it plays a mental dynamic to the game because you think you're much closer than what you really are. And obviously those are free points at the line, and you want to take advantage of it as much as you can, especially while you're in bonus. So making sure to maintain, you know, aggressiveness and get to that line, make sure that you're confident when getting to that line to put some points on the board.
Shobi Anakpane will be the one to conduct the offense right now. Gets past the logo. Bell with some movement. Anakpane trying to find somebody, throws it up. Maybe not the most advised pass in the world. Foul. And
That'd be Anakpane.
yeah, that one's on Anakpane. Coach Kirkendall. Like that play from Anakpane all too much. I saw him pointing to his head like, think about what plays you're doing.
Well, when you see backside defense just pretty much waiting as soon as you're tossing that ball up in the air, I mean, these are really fast athletes. They can react really fast. I know Heffley was the one that knocked that ball out of the way initially. But you always have to make sure, especially as a player, that you're looking to see not only but primary defense, but second and tertiary defense that's coming in as help side. So that was one of those like mental plays as a coach. You're like, what are you doing? But I can definitely see what that coach was talking about.
And Shobi Anakpane, another foul, and worst possible shooting foul, a foul from beyond the arc.
But let's see if he can connect on all 3.
First one he doesn't, clatters off. Another chance. Jacob Stoltz. Next shot, money. Brings it to a 54-39 score in favor of the Warriors.
Look at your little palindrome, 11-11.
Oh, man, I didn't even notice. Yeah, the time.
Make a wish.
I always do. Anakpane and the Pirates starting to trail the Warriors even more. Bell with the ball, working against Chisholm. Oh, back to Anakpane, lost the ball for just a moment, not pursued by Heffley. And they hand it off to Nico Murr. Murr in the lane. Oh, the ball just bounces away, but Hoffman saves it. What a pass to Anakpane. The three's up from Robbins. Splash from Robbins. Timeout. Big, big three from Jared Robbins.
And none of that would have happened if that hustle play wasn't there.
And really impressive from Hoffman. 6'7" big man going airborne to save the ball.
It was very athletic, very athletic. I'm actually very impressed by Robbins. He's made, at least on my part, a very good impression from what I've seen. He has good footwork, obviously can drain threes, but he's been doing good, especially as a freshman.
You can see the huddle for the Pirates right now. Players discussing amongst themselves now, Coach Kirkendall, and to draw up stuff on the whiteboard. 42-55, Pirates down by 13. Still keeping the Warriors to, you know, they're averaging 86 points a game. I mean, they're going to be hard pressed to meet that mark in this one. It's been impressive from Southwestern from a defensive front. It's an offensive game that's
it is, yes,
not going so well right now.
I mean, but these are all still things that you can adjust with. Obviously, there's been a lot of action within the paint, especially on behalf of the Warriors. They're really playing this little triangle game of the two short corners being occupied at all times and then shifting up to the high post, really reading off of that defense. But once again, this may be an overcompensation from that first half where all these threes are being made, and Heffley just knocked one down a couple minutes ago. But it really is one of those things where if you leave one open, the other one is, you know, extremely open. So it's like choose your weakness.
Back out on the court. Both sides. Wisconsin Lutheran with their starters out there. Find Getz. Getz working against Anakpane. Trying to run it down the wing, but can't quite get there. Getz swarmed by Anakpane. Drives through the lane. Oh, nice little pass. Draws the foul. As Jacob Stoltz will head to the line.
Foul was on Kashawn Bell. May have given him a little shove in the back. But that was a great cut. And obviously he's going to the line. Let's see if he can reap the rewards of his really beautiful cut.
2 shots for number 2. First one's up. And a point. Of course, Leslie Robinson Classic has gone on for the past couple of years here at Trinity University. Brought in teams from all parts of the nation here. This year, Wisconsin Lutheran and Illinois College.
How many tournaments have you commentated for?
This is my first year commentating this particular one, because usually school gets out like a week before this normally.
That's true. That is true.
This was a weirdly late semester for us this year at Trinity. Anakpane's shot goes off the side of the board, and nothing but Heffley. That was a lot of Pirates coming after him too. But Heffley looking like Captain Jack Sparrow outrunning everybody.
I was about to say, he looked at the little flash coming out of everybody and then finished really high on the glass, just like Robbins does on this other end.
Another moment that both offenses maybe trying to find a little bit of fuel for the fire. Gets it to Breckel. Oh, Breckel can't finish. Pirates, another possession to try and cut the lead. Bell Sees a lane, drives through it, hands it to Lichtenfeld. Lichtenfeld lights up the scoreboard whenever he's on the court. Led the team in scoring against Whitworth with 19 points. Now Breckel back to Stoltz. Stoltz going to Getz. Getz on the far side, working in. Out to Heffley, the three up. Off the rim, and a foul called.
They thought it was a behind the back, or over the back, excuse me. So it looks like Robbins is going to the line. I know some parents in the stands are maybe motioning it was a flop.
The foul on A.J. Voss. That's personal foul number 4 for number 4. Just one away from being sent off. Welcome back to the court, Anamdu.
This is another adjustment that I'm coming from the women's game. I forget they still have 1-1.
First free throw good from Robbins. Second one, not good. Boarded by Voss, who Warriors will keep on the court despite the 4 fouls. And put up.
A little bit of a miscommunication there.
Ball punched, but punched to Bell, who's now just surrounded by Warriors. Good pass out to Hatcher, though. Hatcher slowing things down, trying to bring it within single digits. Gutierrez in the lane, spinning around, trying to juke a couple guys, but loses the ball to Breckel.
May have had an opportunity there to do a good little step through.
Man, Gutierrez was aggressive against the Namdu. Can't get the ball, though. Go out. Gutierrez is everywhere. Now going up against Getz. Breckel to a Namdu, surrounded. They go out. Little mid-range jumper is good from Stoltz.
I feel like in this possession, Breckel looked like a lot of their decision maker from there. He was at the high post for majority of that possession, making sure to see if he had any outlets always at the short corners and obviously underneath the rim on that right block. But they're really working this little short corner mid-range game really well.
Bell thought about the shot, doesn't take it. Robbins trying to find a fellow Pirate. Now back to Robbins, a 3. Nothing going, offensive board. Another chance, Bell open 3. Doesn't go. Saved, ooh, bouncing off the metal part of the fencing there. That cannot feel good. And Namdu draws a foul. A lot of effort being exerted on the floor.
By both teams.
And that was Hatcher that clattered against the railing. He's looking a bit shaken up right now. Head off the court. Timeout. But that's all that effort from Luke Hatcher. Junior out of Houston, Texas. Been very good for the Pirates these past couple of years. So Pirates really hoping that he can come back out onto the court.
Yeah.
Definitely a necessary piece of the puzzle for them.
Almost definitely.
You can see sort of on your screen a bit of the Wisconsin Lutheran huddle. Wisconsin Lutheran making the NCAA tournament last year, going over to Wash U. Lost in overtime by 1 point. It's a funny thing, Illinois College and Wisconsin Lutheran both at the same regional last year for the national tournament, and both losing close games to Wash U. But Coach Anenson telling me that it's not just that we're getting games against these high-level teams that you see in the polls and the national rankings. It's that we're beating them too.
Yeah.
And that even though it was a first-round exit for the Warriors last year, that it gave them a lot of confidence and validated their efforts in losing that game in the way they did so close. Because WashU, of course, national powerhouse like every year. I mean, any of those UAA schools will be powerhouses. But
yeah. And it is. I mean, it is a big mental game, especially coming into this season, especially with a lot of graduate players. I mean, they want to keep that same tenacity that they had that following season, or that prior season, excuse me. and then just want to continue that, especially coming into this season. You know, it's a really long. It's a lot of games. Basketball season is a lot of games, and making sure to keep the mentality and maybe with a little vengeance. It's always a good thing to come back into your last year with.
Anamdu, perfect from the free throw line. Pirates working a bit quicker. Gutierrez fakes out Stoltz, slows things down to Lichtenfeld. Anamdu fighting against Loader. Gutierrez thought about taking the three, doesn't. Now working his way in, shuffling between Warriors. Reverse layup is good.
Good use of his body, making sure the room was also there to help him out.
Deep three. Oh, rattles in and out, but Chisholm there to secure the second chance. That was a good three from Stoltz. But great job from Chisholm, not just sitting there watching it. He went out there and got it. Quick movement from Southwestern. And Lewis getting it into Lichtenfeld. Back outside the arc, trying to find the corner. Pirate ball as it's punched out by Stoltz.
Hatcher coming back in.
Maybe Southwestern feeling a bit of pressure now. This game is still in comeback territory. Southwestern's got to work a little bit faster for each second that goes off the clock. Stabell. Bell trying to drive. Goes through the lane. It's out to Lewis. I don't think he got it off before the buzzer.
I don't think he did either.
Shot clock violation. That's not what you want if you're the Pirates. Really felt like you needed to score there.
Another perfect defensive possession by the Warriors in this game, forcing that 30 seconds.
Ooh, Anamdu and Lewis. Low collision, but it's going to be Pirate ball.
I think the ref saw that it hit his fingertips first before the bodies collided.
Gutierrez handling the ball. He's done that move a couple times. This time taking out Anamdu.
Called for the charge. It's one of those things where you kind of see it coming from a mile away.
And quite a charge as well.
Yeah.
And Stoltz is still on the ground. Maybe had the breath knocked out of him. He's up and looks to be good.
And he's up and at him.
Yeah. They will take Stoltz off the floor, however. Wanting to give him a bit of a breather. Anamdu to gets. He lost the ball. Warriors recalibrate before heading past the timeline. Gets to his left. Now gets trying to go to his right. Goes to Anamdu. And travel.
A little bit of a shuffle.
Anamdu bumping into one of the Wisconsin Lutheran media people. See someone with the camera down there. I'm assuming taking pictures for the thumbnail of the game recap. Don't break the camera, it's expensive.
Peyton would be very mad.
Yeah. Anakpane spinning around. They go a bit around the horn. Now back to Lewis. Spin around pass to Hatcher at the top of the arc. Trying to drive, loses the ball right into the hand of Getz. Getz past Anakpane. Nice pass. Ooh, Breckel slips through his hands. And Lewis, he's got speed. Spin move, puts it up and in. Flashy play from the first year. 51-64. Now we got to move.
That was a great play by Aiden Lewis. And then Athletic stayed in the air and made sure to finish it right. And he was almost really close into bumping into Breckel's body, and he adjusted very well.
It's one of those freshmen that Coach Kirkendall says that they want to see have an impact in these games. Certainly Lewis, maybe a bit quieter than usual, but you see his talent on display. every time he's on the court. 51-64. Things looking a little grim for the Pirates as they're quickly trying to patch holes in the boat. Trying not to take in too much water. Warriors, on the other hand, they are feeling pretty confident in themselves.
I'm eager to see if they're going to try and waste as much time as possible, get some seconds off that shot clock, wait until they're deep into the possession and put their shot up, or if they just see any availability that they're going to just, put the ball up.
Wisconsin Lutheran picked to win the NACC, the Northern Athletics Collegiate Conference. Want to get back to the NCAA tournament, get back-to-back NACC champions. I feel like this team has a pretty good chance of doing that.
Especially with so much experience. I mean, that's just what comes with it.
That Illinois Tech loss really looked more of an everything went wrong kind of game. I mean, every other conference opponent they had played up to that point, they were wiping the doors with them. We'll see what Getz will do. Where do the Warriors go? They take it with Stoltz. We'll see if they keep moving fast. They try to start killing time. Things slowing down. They go to Getz, back to Stoltz. Stoltz pierces the arc.
Another travel called. This one is on Stoltz.
Something you don't want to see if you're Wisconsin Lutheran, even though Southwestern is down by quite a bit. Those turnovers like that will add up, especially you'll feel a bit more pressure if Southwestern's able to convert here. Hatcher by the volleyball line. Moving the ball well to Lichtefeld at the top of the key. Back to Robbins. Robbins spins around. Oh, Breckel got a hand on it. Warrior ball. AJ Voss loses it.
It was knocked out by Inakbane. Quick hands.
And with teams coming in, timeout on the floor. See. So both huddles will talk amongst each other. 3:48 left in the second half in game one of the Leslie Robinson Classic. It's always been an exciting 4 games here in San Antonio.
And this gym is filling up too. I see a lot of people getting ready for this next Trinity game that's coming up.
Maybe a bit of advantage. Trying to remember if at Trinity University, unless you are international student or athlete, usually don't let you stay on campus through the winter break. So I'm not sure if it's today by a certain time that everyone needs to be leaving campus or if it's the next day.
Yeah.
I am curious to see if we will have a student section at all, because usually these games are empty of students because everyone goes home.
Yeah, which is unfortunate because they're really good games that are going to be coming up. I know the women are playing number 3 in the nation right now. They're going to be playing them on the 27th when we come back.
Yeah, Illinois Wesleyan. That will be very, very interesting. Illinois Wesleyan right now look pretty unstoppable.
Yeah.
But we'll see if ETBU, who upset number 2 in the nation just a couple days ago, or Trinity will have anything to say about that.
And I'm sure that they will.
Back on the court, both sides getting ready for the final part of this game. And just such a consistent lineup from the Warriors. I feel like there hasn't been a time where we've seen all of their starters off the court.
No. But even then, I feel like any sub that has come in for the Warriors has not been a drop-off by any means. The consistency has been the same. The level of intensity has been the same.
A lot of bounces, but nothing going in for Breckel on that shot. Inakbane. Pirates picking up the pace. Quick passing, Luke Catcher holding the ball for a moment. Back out to Lewis. Swings it into Lichtenfeld. Lichtenfeld trying to find somebody driving into the paint, but instead has to defer it to Lewis. Good movement. Put up. Can't be put in. Board by Breckel, and he escapes the jam. We're nearly under 3 minutes. Stoltz backing out. So Wisconsin Lutheran taking their time now. They are content to take as much time as possible off. Heffley will drive in for a shot. Money there as well.
It was just a textbook up fake and 1-2 dribble pull up.
It's a tough inbounds. Warriors not giving up that press. Lichtenfeld working against Breckel, trying to spin around him. Put up and draws the foul. Breckel, again, not happy. That will be personal foul number 4 against Breckel.
I feel like that one may have been a little bit undisputed just because he didn't maintain that vertical plane. One hand was down, obviously, on his hip, and then the other one was definitely contesting with a little bit more intent. But I can see that one definitely being called for a foul. And who's at that line? Lichtenfeld.
Drained from Lichtenfeld. Southwestern getting more opportunities from the charity stripe. Nice shot from Lichtenfeld. Perfect from the line. He's been the best free throw shooter for Southwestern. 53-66. I don't think Wisconsin Lutheran's going to meet their season average for offensive output. I think Southwestern will be happy with their performance on the defensive end of things, but
yeah,
Wisconsin Lutheran definitely happy about how they've kind of stymied the Pirates.
Yeah. And I mean, you look back at all those stats, some of those numbers that were being put up by Southwestern or could have been potentially put up were their free throws. I mean, you look at this game, this would be potentially, if they made 7 or 8 of those free throws, maybe maintaining it in the 75-80% free throw range, they would be really deep into this game, and it would look completely different, especially coming into this 2.5-minute mark, where fouls are going to definitely be something that plays a part within this last 2.5 minutes. But I'm eager to see what changes are going to try and see come out of this, if they are going to start fouling, because the last couple possessions for the Warriors have been pretty easy. Breckel's been getting a couple shots at the high post, and then obviously Heffley just had a beautiful 1-2 jumper.
Pirates got to get themselves in that position for fouling to be worth it in the first place. They're going to need to be working fast and hoping some threes start falling for them.
Yeah.
They've taken several three-pointers in the second half, but not a lot of them have fallen their way.
I think the last one that probably went in was Robbins, and that may have been 6 to 7 minutes ago.
So warning buzzers going off for Southwestern.
And that was Coach Kirkendall. Was that his last timeout?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. So Southwestern will have to deal with it themselves. And man, what a play. A.J. Voss finishing it off. Warriors worked super fast. Lewis with the 3. Drained by Aiden Lewis.
Now they got to hunker down and play some defense, because you can't just be giving back-to-back points and just playing this little game of tag.
It's punched out. Warriors will be forced to inbound it. It's a land versus naval battle. Shot up, and it's in.
Once again, going tit for tat at the 3 versus the 2.
And if we keep scoring at this pace, maybe the Warriors will make their scoring quota. Lichtenfeld working against Breckel and scores.
Great body by Lichtenfeld, getting Breckel pretty much underneath that rim.
Lichtenfeld has a ton of power. Built very nicely over the years. Now gets, finds Voss in the corner. 3 up, doesn't go, but offensive board. That cannot happen if you're Southwestern.
Oof.
That was.
And a hard foul. No one boxed out Stoltz on that shot that went up by Heffley, and he just swooped in and grabbed it.
Yeah, 1:19 left.
And is he at the line? He is.
Loader and Bell waiting to come in for the Pirates. But it is looking like the final pages of this game are being written. 58-70, down by 12, minute 19. Not impossible technically, but very improbable at this point. You got to imagine the Warriors are going to just be running the entirety of their clock. 71-58. As Wisconsin Lutheran's free throw percentage staying very nice. Clean from the line for Jacob Stoltz. Pirates got to sell quick. They bring out the Clipper ships. Gutierrez trying to pierce the defense, having trouble. They divert to Bell. 3 from Hatcher. Doesn't go. Lichtenfeld with the board. He works against Breckel. Shot up. Doesn't go. And foul.
I think that was on Lichtenfeld.
And indeed, Lichtenfeld tagged with the foul. And I think Warriors, if they haven't iced this game already, the opportunity to ice it even further here. A.J. Voss. Impressive. Voss played a substantial amount of time with 4 personal fouls. Never drawed a 5th one.
And that comes with a lot of trust. You know, coaches trusting their players, making sure that, you know, you're not being, I'm trying to look for a nicer word, a little less intelligent playing on the court.
Careless. How about
careless.
that?
Careless. There we go. Yeah, just not being careless on the defensive end. You know, you're not going to foul somebody that's 90 feet away from the basket.
Warriors and Pirates. It's been a chippy contest. It's been defensive. Right now the Pirates looking for some desperation shots like that one. Doesn't go. Board by the Warriors. Pirates keeping the defense up but not fouling. Getz is going to hold it. It looks like this one is over.
There's still one more, I'd say a possession and a half less in this game.
We'll see if Getz just heaves it or if they just let the shot clock run out. Looks like it will be the other option. Pirate ball on the turnover. See if they put up a final shot. But at this point, an impressive win from Wisconsin Lutheran. Gutierrez puts in one final layup. Getz will run it out. And that'll be it here from Calguard Gym, the final of Game 1 of the Leslie Robinson Classic. Wisconsin Lutheran 73, Southwestern 60. Very impressive showing from Wisconsin Lutheran, despite being held from an offensive measure by the Pirates pretty well throughout most of the game. Eventually, they got fire, and Southwestern got left in their wake.
Oh, yeah. And a lot of that really just comes off of defensive intensity. The first play that comes to mind is really Breckel's possession on defense, where he had 4 blocks, and then he went back on offense, drew a foul, and then after that, it really just, the cookie crumbled directly the way that the Warriors wanted.
For Wisconsin Lutheran, 2 players with 19 points that led scoring. It's the 2 Jacobs, Heffley and Stoltz, both having 19 points. Very impressive games from those 2. Heffley 5 for 9 from downtown. Very, very nice work from.
And I want to say a majority of those threes came from that right wing. I think we know his spot.
Very, very good. For rebounds, Ryan Breckel with 11 points. Not quite hitting a double-double today, but still his presence meant a whole lot to this Wisconsin Lutheran squad.
Yeah, and he was a great facilitator on that offensive end. As soon as he was found at the high post, he was looking to see who was going to be open at the 3. You know, he caught Heffley a couple times and seeing who was going to be open at that short corner to see who the next facilitator or shot taker would be.
Grayson Getz, 5 assists, saw him conducting the offense for the most part. Southwestern, Jared Robbins led in scoring with 13 points, and Luke Hatcher led in rebounds and assists, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. That'll be all for now from the Tiger Network. Next game for Southwestern is tomorrow at 2 o'clock. where they will play Illinois College. And Wisconsin Lutheran will play Trinity at 4 o'clock tomorrow as well. So be sure to tune in for those games. But upcoming here on the Tiger Network, it will be the Trinity University Tigers versus the Illinois College Blue Boys. Be sure to tune in. It's going to be an exciting one. For everyone in the control room and Annika Signs, I have been Reed Rosales. Thank you for tuning in to the Tiger Network. Be back for Game 2.